Hello students, this is a continuation of our previous video where in theorem 2.2 we are proving property 6. We have already proved that union of alpha cut of AI is a subset of alpha cut of union of AI. Now we have to prove that these two sets are not equal to one another. We will prove it by considering an example. So now here I have written to prove union of alpha cut of AI is not equal to alpha cut of union AI. So to prove this we shall now consider an example. So let us consider an example AI of x. So this is a fuzzy set which is equal to 1 minus 1 by I for all x an element of capital X and I an element of capital N. So now this AI of x is a fuzzy set and we consider it to be 1 minus 1 by I. So now let us choose the value of alpha to be 1. So let us choose the value of alpha to be equal to 1. So we are choosing this value. Now we shall see what happens to this fuzzy set. So when I is equal to 1, so when I is equal to 1, what do we get? The fuzzy set A1. So A1 of x, that is the membership grade of x with respect to the fuzzy set A1 will be equal to 1 minus 1 by 1, which is equal to 1 minus 1, and that is equal to 0. And then when I is equal to 2, so let us take I equal to 2. So we get A2 of x, that is the membership grade of x with respect to the fuzzy set A2 will be equal to 1 minus 1 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 2. Okay. Now next, suppose when I is equal to 3, A3 of x will be equal to 1 minus 1 by 3, which is equal to 2 by 3. So if we observe like this, we see that A1 of x is lesser than 1. A2 of x is also lesser than 1. A3 of x is also a value which is lesser than 1. Now, so if we keep on trying like this, for some infinite value ai of x, it will be surely lesser than 1 because we have chosen the membership grade of x with respect to ai to be equal to 1 minus 1 by I. So it is 1 minus of a value. So 1 minus of a value will surely be lesser than 1. So in general ai of x is lesser than 1. Now here we have chosen alpha to be equal to 1. So what does that alpha cut set mean actually? Actually, by the definition, alpha cut of a fuzzy set ai is equal to of a fuzzy set A is equal to all those elements of x such that whose membership grade with respect to that fuzzy set is greater than or equal to alpha. Now here we have chosen alpha to be equal to 1. So here all those elements of the universal set in such a way that a of x is greater than or equal to 1 will be the alpha cut set. Now here we have chosen alpha to be equal to 1, and so it should be greater than or equal to 1. But if we observe a1 of x, a2 of x, a3 of x, and in general ai of x, all are lesser than 1. So the alpha cut of the fuzzy set A1 for alpha equal to 1 is a null set because it is lesser than 1. So similarly for A2 also it will be a null set. A3 also null set. So in general we can write that the alpha cut of AI, that is one cut, because we have chosen alpha to be equal to 1. So one cut of AI is equal to a null set because one cut of A1, if you see here, one cut of A1 is equal to null set. One cut of the fuzzy set A2 is also null set because this is lesser than 1, this is also lesser than 1, but the condition is greater than or equal to 1, but we don't have so. And similarly for the one cut of the fuzzy set A3 is also null set. So in general we can say that the one cut of the fuzzy set AI is equal to a null set. So if all this are null set, then we can observe from this, if we take the union of all the alpha cut, or that is one cut of AI for I an element of capital N, it will be equal to a null set only, because union of all the null sets is again a null set. So this is the left hand side, right? So if you see here, the left hand side is union of alpha cut of AI. That is, here we have chosen alpha to be equal to 1. So it will be union of one cut of AI, and that is equal to null set. Now we shall check whether, we shall find the RHS, and we shall check whether it is equal to LHS or not. Now what is the RHS? RHS is alpha cut of the union of AI. So first we shall find this union of AI, and then we will take the alpha cut of it. That is one cut. So first we will find out what is union AI. So for that we shall write here. So union of AI for I an element of capital N of X is equal to, now this by the definition of the fuzzy union, we know that it is equal to supremum of, that is maximum of, we can also say it as supremum, as we are having many fuzzy sets. Okay, so maximum of the fuzzy set A1 of X, A2 of X, so on, AI of X, some infinite set, because this is by the definition of fuzzy union. And so this can be actually written as, in general, maximum of, I will write it in general, some AI of X for I an element of capital N. So now that is equal to, now what is AI of X that we have taken? So 1 minus 1 by I. So if you see here, the membership grade of the fuzzy set AI, we have chosen it to be 1 minus 1 by I. So here I am substituting that. So maximum of 1 minus 1 by I. So what could be the maximum value actually? Because it is 1 minus 1 by I, as we keep on subtracting, the maximum value that we can attain is 1 only, because it is, we are subtracting from the value 1. So if at all this 1 by I becomes 0, then the maximum value will be equal to 1. So the maximum of 1 minus 1 by I it can have is 1. Now this is our union AI for I an element of capital N of X. Now we shall find the alpha cut for this set. Alpha cut for this set is actually all those membership grades which are greater than or equal to alpha. Now we are going to choose the alpha to be equal to 1. So the one cut of union AI for I an element of capital N of X. So then we are going to find the one cut for this. So what will be that? All those elements whose membership grades are greater than or equal to 1. So now if you see here, the membership grade for the fuzzy union fuzzy union of the sets of, for the value X with respect to all the fuzzy union, it is equal to 1. So this will obviously come under this. And what will be that? It will be obviously the universal set X, because we have taken the union of all the sets, and the value that we have got here is 1. So it will be the universal set X. Hope you are able to follow. So this is our RHS. So this is RHS, the right hand side. So if we see the left hand side, we have obtained to be the null set, and the right hand side is the universal set X. So we, from this itself we can observe that the LHS is not equal to the RHS. Therefore the union of alpha cut of AI for I an element of capital N is not equal to union of alpha cut of union of AI for I an element of capital N or capital I. So whatever. Hope you have understood this. So in our previous video we have proved that this is a subset of this. And in this video we have proved that union of alpha cut of ai is not equal to alpha cut of union of ai. So in our next video we will be proving the second part of our property 6. Thank you.